Still stuck in that little office, huh? My ex's wife laughed, tossing her diamond bracelet as he smirked beside her. Some people just never rise, she said loud enough for everyone to hear. I smiled, said nothing. The next morning, their $125 million sat on my desk, waiting for my signature. Their faces when they saw me in the CEO's chair unforgettable. That night at the Metropolitan Grill, I became their favorite joke. Carson, my ex-husband, and his new wife Elise were holding court at the bar, laughing just a little too loud. The crowd adored them. I simply kept eating, silent and steady. What no one in that restaurant knew was that their company's future was sitting quietly inside my briefcase. Their $125 million pharmaceutical deal needed final approval, from me. 8 years ago, Carson told me I was too emotional for leadership. He said, "You'll never make it without someone stronger behind you." He left that night, and instead of breaking, I built. From a tiny apartment, I started Apex Consulting, a firm no one took seriously until everyone did. To protect myself, I used a different name on every contract, Victoria Blackwood. The world saw her as a mysterious, brilliant executive. No one realized she was me. Now the same man who once dismissed my ideas was depending on my approval. Irony never tasted so sweet. At 9 the next morning, my assistant brought the file. Whitmore Stanton Holdings, Carson and Elise's empire. The numbers were inflated, projections unrealistic, and their collateral unstable. Both had signed personal guarantees. If I rejected it, they'd lose everything. If I approved it, they'd survive. Barely. I took a slow sip of coffee and wrote one word. Denied. By noon, Carson was in my office. He expected to meet Victoria Blackwood. He didn't expect to see me. "Mia?" he stammered. I stood. "You wanted Victoria," I said. "Congratulations." "You found her." Elise's smile faltered. "You can't be serious." "Oh, I'm very serious," I replied, sliding the folder across the desk. "Your deal doesn't meet our ethical or financial standards." "Apex will not proceed," Carson's voice cracked. "This will ruin us." I leaned back, calm and certain. "You said I'd never rise." I simply learned to fly higher than you could see. They left without another word. 3 months later, Whitmore Stanton Holdings collapsed under its own arrogance. Their luxury homes, cars, investments, gone. Meanwhile, Apex Consulting doubled in size. I was invited to speak at leadership conferences and featured in business magazines for rebuilding after betrayal. But I never mentioned their names. Revenge doesn't need a headline. Success speaks louder. Now, whenever I walk past that same restaurant, I smile. Because I didn't just leave that little office, I built an empire around it. And to anyone who's ever been laughed at for dreaming too big, remember this. The best payback isn't proving them wrong. It's becoming everything they said you couldn't be.